5% interest rate, that is high, right? So how does this high interest rate affect home buyers? We'll talk about that in a minute. Hey there, this is KGM Realtor with Fairfax Realtor in Greenbelt, where we help buyers to buy their dream home and sellers to sell their houses. And we do this in the Maryland, DC, and Virginia region. So if you're looking to buy, sell, move, or invest in Maryland, DC, or Virginia region, or any other state in the union, contact us below. We'll take care of you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get updates once we upload a new video. So here we are, second week of April 2022. Interest rate is now 5%, and people are going ballistic, especially buyers. Like, what am I going to do? How does this affect me? Calm down, as I say, calm down. 5% interest rate is not the end of the world. So we've been hearing historically low interest rate, low interest rate. That was last year, right? About 3%, 3.2. But now, just at the beginning of second quarter of 2022, we're registering at 5%. So to a buyer, that is high. But listen, let's put it in historical terms and historical data, right? So in 2006, the average interest rate was 6.41, just before the recession, to 6.41. 10 years before that, in 1996, average interest rate was 7.81. 10 years before that, in 1986, the average interest rate was 10.19. So when you look at that, 6.41, 7.81, 10.19 interest rate. 5% is not that high. I'm sorry, it's really not that high. When you put it in historical perspective, it's really not high. But also it affects buyers, right? So how does it affect buyers? It affects the affordability rate. What you can afford at 3%, 3.5%, you cannot afford that now at 5%. So a buyer that qualifies for $400,000 house at 4%, the mortgage on that house, just the principal and interest, will be at about $1,900 at 4%. Now at 5%, that buyer cannot qualify for $400,000 anymore, right? You can only qualify for $355. Affordability goes down, but the payment is going to be $2,138. That's a difference of about $238,000. So lower home price, but higher payment because of 1% increase from 4% to 5%. That's what we're talking about. That's how it affects home buyer. First, the affordability rate goes down, payment goes up. That's how it affects home buyers. So the other way it affects home buyer is higher rent. Historically, when interest rate goes high, because affordability rate is down, more people tend to rent so that they can save up before they buy, because there's more demand for renter, hence rent rate goes up. So more than likely, if you're in a lease, more than likely your rent rate is going to go up when that lease comes out to renew. This is how it affects home buyer. So like I said in my previous video, it does not mean home prices are going to drop. It only means that things are going to slow down, because now more buyers are going to stay behind and not buy, because what they can afford is now reduced and they will save money to buy. So a higher interest rate, how does that affect home sellers? What it means is there's not going to be a lot of traffic, right? There's not going to be a lot of traffic, than home buyers traffic to come to your house. So hence you have to really make sure your house in tip-top shape to attract buyers. There's still buyers, but there's not going to be a lot of traffic. That's how higher interest rate affects home buyers and sellers. How does it affect home lenders? You know they're happy because you pay more with higher interest rates. So they get more profit from the lower affordability, but because the interest rate is high. This is how it affects home buyers. But like I said in my previous video, we're not looking at the market bust. We're not looking at a crash. We're looking at a slowdown. I always tell buyers, so listen, if you want to buy, you can still buy. You just need to be flexible on the areas and location, and knowing, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, know you're not going to buy your dream house in the first time you're buying. Buy something that you can afford and then build up to refinance or to move up. All right, so if you're looking to buy in this high interest rate market, listen, we've been there before. People still buy even at 6%, at 10%. So don't worry about it. People buy. If you're looking to buy, contact us below. We'll take care of it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get updates once we upload a new video. Happy buying.